What's up, guys? 8 the Skeleton Lord here, and today I figured we could do a Q&A Let's Play. We're on the PlayStation version of Dead Rising for the first time. I've had it for a while, but we're on the PlayStation. Okay, these questions are for Jackal Goldkick. Question number 1. What were your thoughts of the Night of the Living Dead movies? I liked them. They're all, definitely old ones. However, my favorites are Dawn of the Dead, the 70s one. I haven't watched the newer version. I don't know if it's any good or not. You're gonna have to tell me about that. Question number 2, thoughts on Return of the Living Dead. That was the more comedically driven one, right? It was okay. Wasn't the best, but it definitely wasn't the worst. Yeah, that was Return of the Living Dead. Wish Terrence J. Rotolo would get more main roles in movies. Yeah, that would be cool. If you didn't know, he was in the show Kicking It in Soul Brothers, I think. He was the guy who tried to rob the shoe store. You can go on his IMDb and see what movies he's been in if you really want to check it out. Have you checked out any movies by Walking Dead actors? I saw that one, I think it was called Air, with Norman Reedus. It was actually a pretty good movie. How would you feel about a Dead Rising, Walking Dead, and Resident Evil crossover? Well, honestly, there'd be a lot going on, but it could be good. It has potential. Let's just record this. Shut up, zombie. I don't know why I threw that at him. Let's see. Who would win in a fight? Negan and the Governor or Daryl and Rick? Well, personally, I'm going to go for Daryl and Rick, but, well, unless Daryl and Rick just stand there and try to convince Negan instead of just shooting him, which should have happened. I'm behind on like 3 episodes, though. So don't spoil it for me, because I won't read the comment. I gotta go catch up. I got sick on 1 episode and I was just like, yeah, I'll catch up later. And then 2 episodes later, I still haven't caught up. Ah. Who would win in a fight, Merle and Shane or Morgan and Abraham? Well, that question's kind of funny now. Abraham's dead. But if he were alive, wait. Merle and Shane. Oh my god, this is a pretty good one. While Merle and Shane were both tough, I think Morgan would probably get both of them because of the staff. If he didn't have the staff, it'd probably be Merle and Shane. Who would win in a fight? Chucky versus Adam's brother from Dead Rising 2 Off the Record. Oh, Chucky versus Adam's brother. Well, Chucky's in like a whole ton of movies, so I think it'd be Chucky. I mean, Adam's brother was moderately easy to beat. Let's see. Favorite slasher movie? That depends. I mean, you've got Halloween 2. You got the Rob Zombie Halloween, the first one. And, well, the first original Halloween. Freddy Krueger is kind of one. Have you guys seen the movie Final Girls? It's a slasher movie. It's pretty funny. It's like a slasher movie, but it's making fun of slasher movies. It's great. It's awesome. That's personally my favorite, but if you don't consider that a slasher movie, pick one of the Halloweens. What's the worst movie, video game, and music artist you ever heard? Worst movie? Man, I've seen a lot of bad movies. There's so many bad ones, I can't even think of one right now. Worst artist? There's so many bad artists now, I can't think of one. What you kids call music nowadays. I'm just kidding. I don't listen to it though. I'm not gonna go and call them bad because, you know, people have different opinions, and personally I don't care. Video game. That's a difficult one because there's also so many bad games. You can go look it up on it's on Watch Mojo, I think. It's this driving game. Literally nothing. None of the props in the map are collidable, and usually the enemies won't even drive or race to beat you. That game was awful. Which plaza or location is your favorite in Dead Rising 1? Well, that is actually a tough one because it changes depending on the day. That's kind of weird to say, but personally, I really love Leisure Park. Well, technically, that's not a plaza. Hello? For one, it introduced me to my favorite song of all time, Gone Guru by Lifeseeker, which you guys can check out if you really want to. It's the Convicts theme song, and I love it so much. My favorite song in history. He was holding the gun up to his ear. Hello? So yeah, I think it's Leisure Park. But if you don't consider that a plaza, let's go with, well, you might not consider this one because it's not in the final game, TGS, North Plaza, or you could go to, Paradise Plaza, which we were just in. I like that one. But, that's only if you don't consider North Plaza, or, I mean, Leisure Park, a plaza. Sorry. I'm horrible with pronouncing things. Okay, how do you feel about the watch in Dead Rising? Should they have kept it because it wasn't in 3 or 4? The watch, yes, they should have, because it was actually pretty cool. You know, hey, I'm gonna look at my hand and see what time it is. But then again, kids in like 2 years aren't even gonna know what a watch is. Get off your iPhones. That's why I'm not getting an iPhone. Blam! Yeah, I don't have an iPhone. I don't need one. People are just like, I'd go crazy without mine. So, I actually get some pretty good ideas without one. Like, crap, hold up. Is the camera right? Yeah. What are your favorite clothes to wear in Dead Rising 1? Actually, I can go put on the outfit right now. If I'm not wearing the DLC jeans, the hat, and some white shoes, I'm going to wear the more casual looking. Let's go over here and remove my shoes, because this is one of the areas you can do that. I love how the story in this game was serious, but the gameplay, you could be serious or funny. That's what made this game so cool. But in part 3 and 4, they're just like, hey, let's make everything stupid. To the fact where it's not even playable anymore. Like, freaking story in part 4, Frank's telling, freaking jokes and giving fist bumps. And, it was horrible. 2, you know, Chuck had his one-liners. They were okay. This one kept it super serious, and that's why I love the first game so much. But in the game, you could be silly. That was what made it fun. It didn't change the story. Like, you could be wearing a dress in the story, and that wouldn't change anything. Okay, it would still be serious. Let's go get those clothes. Hello? May I help you, sir? Yeah, I know, Otis. Do 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 wow 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 wow. I'm sorry. Okay, and this Let's Play is taking longer than I thought because I'm actually doing stuff. Nothing important. I'm gonna go bowling. Frank looks like a freaking moron running through the mall with no shoes. It's gonna make him look even weirder. So I can show you what one of my favorite outfits is, because I'm not just gonna go turn on my Xbox to show you. Let's go directly put it on, and I will not edit this video at all. You're welcome. Shave off his hair. Wait till this blood goes away. Second there, I looked like I had a mustache. Hello, sir? I'm sorry for the quality, guys. I really don't have anything else to record with right now, and I don't know how to do it on the ps4. I don't know how to upload it to YouTube anyway. I have to learn that for you guys, because I want to get this in like the best quality I can. Sadly, this is as good as I can do right now, though. Sorry. I threw one of these swords at the zombie's head. Oh man, it didn't work. Let's throw it at her head and see if it cuts it off. Waya! There we go. You aren't gonna catch me. Try to level up a little bit before anything else, though. Hello, bunny rabbit. Shut up, Otis. I have respect, Otis, but man, you always call it the very, very best times. Thank you so much. Thank you for that, because you always call it. Well, it looks like an apple's going to be perfect now since it gets 2 blocks of health. Yes, Otis, what can I help you with? Yes. Okay. Da 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 da. Higher trophy. Sorry, I'm tired. I've got to be moderately exciting. What if every time you hit a zombie you had to throw your weapon, like it was a challenge? Hit a zombie, then you throw your weapon and have to get a new one. You can't pick up the other one. That'd be hard, wouldn't it? But while on our way to get my favorite piece of clothing, Um, what would you do if a zombie apocalypse happened? Slow zombies. Um, well, it's always a good question. Will you stop? Well, avoid getting bit, for one. Get my trusty, rusty baseball bat. It's probably rusty under all that paint. And yeah, try to survive. Maybe go to where zombies might not be. Like, you know, everyone always overthinks it. They're just like, I gotta get away from the city because that's where all the zombies are gonna be. Well, if everyone's leaving the city, the zombies are gonna follow the people, which all the people are going, you know, away from the city, so all the zombies are gonna go away to follow the people. I'd stay in the city. Well, depending on what the zombies do. But no one ever plans at all. What up, guys? Why-ya! Oh, we haven't unlocked jump kick yet. Frank, you look crazy. This is taking way too long. The spider! Next question. What do you think of clowns? Well, a long time ago I was scared of clowns, but now they're cool, I guess. Depending on what type of clown it is. I leveled up. Are you kidding me? Good. Okay, just gotta take more pictures. That'll work. I mean, everything helps, right? Forget how slow Frank is at the beginning of the game before you level him up. So let's try to do this. Let's work Frank out. Okay, after the clowns, what do you think of The Crow with Brandon Lee? I haven't seen it. I have to check that out. Favorite action movie? Die Hard. No question. Favorite action star? Terrence J. Rotolo. Or Bruce Willis. Or Keanu Reeves. But TJ comes first. Favorite Dead Rising 1 mission? Oh crap. Let's see. Which one did I like the most? Which one is the most nostalgic? Personally, I think it's like really cool. Yeah, I got all the difficult questions today. Probably the one where you have to like, it's either, it's the one where you have to get Isabella back to the safe house. And then after that you had that Santa Cabeza cutscene. I love those ones. What do you think are some underrated horror films? Hmm. Huh. It's actually a difficult question. Geez, Jackal, you're giving me the difficult ones here today. Underrated horror movie. What horror movies have I watched? What is a horror movie? What classifies? Wouldn't it be funny if I said The Room? I don't know. An underrated one. Hey! That's not fair. This is the stupidest thing I've seen all day. What the heck, Bert? Dude. Underrated horror films. I don't know. Overrated horror films. Even though I love Nightmare on Elm Street and you know the we all know that like Jason is overrated, like because a lot of the movies suck. Can't think of any underrated ones right now. Well, Final Girls is one. I don't think many people will see that. Let me pause this for 1 sec. Let's see. Would you want to be a zombie? Huh. Depends. We talking like Stubbs a zombie or one of these? Kind of always wanted to be a zombie. I thought that would be cool. The heck's going on at the top of the screen in the inventory? It's all flickering. Doesn't happen in any other version. Found one thing wrong with the PS3. Over here. Hey. Morons. Get in here. Okay. But Stubbs the zombie was like a really cool zombie, and I'd kind of like to be like him. But then again, these zombies are cool too, and it'd kind of be cool to be a zombie. Just being honest here. Don't judge me. Okay. What else? What else is important? What's the next question? What's your favorite Dead Rising 1 boss weapon? Chainsaw. The whole game. Which survivor in Dead Rising 1 is the most annoying? It's what's his name? The guy who eats, can't remember his name right now. Jeez, I'm so tired. Ronald. Yes, Otis. Would you add a Dead Rising 1 remake? I'd love a Dead Rising 1 remake, and I'd love to make one. If you don't know, I make games. I'm not finished with any of them yet, but I hope to be soon. I've got some that are almost done. But yes, I would love to remake it. That would be amazing and awesome. Any favorite heroes in Marvel and DC? Well, we all know my favorite is Batman. Yeah, this is my favorite outfit, guys. Um, other than the jeans, of course. But Batman is awesome. I wish they would have done the Batman versus Superman right. Ben Affleck is not Batman. Well, he plays Batman, but he is not the ideal Batman. Thoughts on Usher? I liked his song "Yeah" with Lil Jon. You know, that really trendy one from the early 2000s. Should the level cap ever change in Dead Rising? I think 50 was perfect. The level cap just staying at 50. It's perfect. I hate the new weapon inventory design in Dead Rising 3 and 4 to you. Of course, it was stupid and redundant. And it made everything more complicated. Because, like, instead of just switching your inventory and pressing X, you know, you have to press all these different buttons in Part 4. Part 3, you know, everything was stupidly set up. Try not to look at Leia's. Of course, now we have to go save her. I'm trying to save you guys. Stop biting me, you freak! But yeah, I hated the new design for, like, everything in that game. Favorite Dead Rising 1 gun? Well, I use the Mega Man blaster a lot, but I love the handgun. If you didn't notice, I'm pretty good with the handgun in this game. Eh. If I was actually trying to aim, I could do better. How many more Dead Rising games do you think Capcom Vancouver will make? Well, they haven't gotten one right, so hopefully not too many more. No disrespect, like, I'm not being like, I hate anyone who works there. I'm just like, you guys haven't done it right yet. I want a more serious game that the silliness comes from the gameplay, not the story, where you actually write a good story. Play this game and don't retcon the whole story, because that's what you did. You made it, you were just like, hey, let's just go change everything, because that's acceptable. Favorite Dead Rising 1 store? Which one do I go in the most? Stop saying yay and just come on. Well, to be honest, I think one of my favorite stores here one that I'd spend a lot of time in is like, oh, let me say it really quick. Which one was it again? I don't know, I love cameras. Well, it's either that or the gun store. It's like, remember that little camera store in the North Plaza? Or the gun store in the North Plaza. What's your favorite Dead Rising 1 Frank fighting skill you can do? The one where you rip off their heads, neck twist. Which Dead Rising version out of all the ports is the best? Well, the 360's still the best. See? Scariness. I love it. But, all the ports? Well, they all had their different bugs. It depends on which one bothers you the least. So, Xbox One, all they did was just remove some zombies from the cutscene where the zombies get in, which bugs the living crap out of me. I can't watch that scene anymore on the Xbox One. You remove the zombies and it disturbs me seeing them missing because their audio's still there and the door still moves. But some of them are missing. The one that pushes the door open just a tad bit. So you still see the door push open a tad bit, but there's nothing there. PC version, if you can get it to work, it basically does everything right. For the PC version, you know, not missing anything, but a lot of people can't get it to work. Or the music won't load. But they've updated that to fix it, and I hope they did. I haven't been able to play it because I'm one of the people the game doesn't launch for anymore. It had like this weird thing where everything turned white and text was going around Frank. His hands were big, and then it blue screened my computer, and it hasn't launched since. Basically, anything non-collidable was turned invisible, and everything else, the texture was removed, making it white. And the ps4 version, I have heard there has been issues with freezing, and when you punch an enemy, the frame rate drops just a little bit, even below, you know, the 360 game. You know, it always kept a solid 30 FPS, which was amazing for the time, and it was the first HD thing. And then in this, it can drop below 30, which is not good. And you have that, see that little flashing of the gun at the top for no reason? See the gun flashing in my inventory? That doesn't happen in any other port. Let's see. So it depends on which one. Personally, I love playing the... Well, I personally have more time to play the Xbox One, so... But I love this one too. And the PC. And the 360. It just depends. What's your favorite Dead Rising quote? It's Frank. Frank West. Remember that name, because the whole world's going to know it in 3 days when I get the scoop. That's my favorite quote. I remember every single line in this game. What's your opinion on Horde? It's a zombie film. I'm going to have to check that out. I haven't watched it yet. Thoughts on Dusk Till Dawn movie? Have not watched. Terminator or RoboCop? Personally, I grew up on Terminator, so... Terminator there. How different would Dead Rising 1 be if it came out as a PS2 or Xbox original? Well, not a lot of people know this, but the logos that were used for the achievements of the before, like a year before Dead Rising's release, had an original Xbox logo, which leads me to think it may have ended up on that if the Xbox 360 hadn't taken the world by storm. Maybe. Just a theory. But it would have been a little bit different. You know, it wouldn't have the enemy count it has. I mean, because there's quite a lot of zombies that can spawn in this. They don't always. Oh, I just saw a little drop in the frame rate. It just slowed down, just lagged just for a second. That was cool. But I would still probably have enjoyed it, as long as it kept the story and relatively kept me interested because of fun gameplay, because this has kept me in for 11 years, guys. It's been that long. I've been playing this. Because it's genuinely interesting and fun to me. Ow. You dare hit me? I'm having fun. Thank you, Mall announcement. If you don't know, he just said that. Do you want a Left 4 Dead 3? Of course I do. That would be awesome. I've been waiting for 7 years. Valve. 7 years. You gotta stop keeping people waiting, you know, because I've been waiting for Half-Life 3 and Team Fortress 3 and Left 4 Dead 3. Can you guys count to 3? Like, I can teach you. What video game character death was the most sad to you? Let's see. Which video game character death was sad? Spoilers. Well, Brad's death in this was a little bit sad to me. One that made me get all emotional about it. The death of Frank West when they brought up Dead Rising 4. Will the real Frank West please stand up? But, yeah, because if you didn't know, he wasn't like anything. That destroyed me. He wasn't anything like he should have been. Saddest Walking Dead death. Well, to me, Look at the Flowers wasn't really sad. A lot of people would get all emotional. Just, I can't believe it. That little girl killed her sister and deserved to die. I don't care. One that kind of upset me a little bit was Glenn and Abraham. Because, you know, Glenn had been with us for so long, you know? It's kind of an emotional thing to lose him in the show. And it sucked. What's your 3 favorite Fear the Walking Dead characters? Well, Travis, Nick, and let's see who else we got there. That Mexican dude, the dad, or Strand. Kind of a tough choice. Robert Kirkman said Rick will die before The Walking Dead ends. Do you think this is a bad idea? Absolutely. I mean, I don't want Rick to die. Like, he's the thing that started off the show, and taking him out would kind of remove most ties to the show. Because, I mean, there's hardly any characters from Season 1 left. Season 1 was the best. Thoughts on Stephen King and R.L. Stine? Well, I never did like Goosebumps that much, but some of Stephen King's stuff is good, like It and Thinner and Misery, which I haven't read the books of, I've just watched. Both It's, I like the 90s better. Personally, the 90s was more scary than the 2017. I don't know why, it's just I think Tim Curry did a better job as Pennywise. Like, Pennywise is supposed to be an inviting clown that brings children in, and the other one was just like, "Hey kids, I'm scary." And it wasn't really scary. I only laughed when I only got scared in the new It when it was like showing from inside the sewer and you see that fat kid fall in the water, and I was just like, oh my god, I didn't expect that. I jumped up. Who are your top 6 favorite actors? Well, let's see. You got T.J. Rotolo, Bruce Willis, John Cassier. It's a good voice actor we got. The guy who did Scout in Team Fortress 2 YouTube channel is Chili of Destiny. See who else we got here. Oh, the guy who plays Goofy, Bill Farmer. He was in this. The lady who plays Isabella in this. Yeah, those are some of my favorite actors. Fries or chicken wings? I don't know why. I love chicken, but I've never been... It's harder for me to eat it with bones. Now, I would take chicken over fries any day. Like chicken tenders. But I'd eat fried chicken. But I love fries too, but fried chicken. It's chicken. I mean, come on, man. I don't even know what I'm doing. Burgers or hot dogs? Hot dogs with mustard and bun. Soda or ice cream? I have trouble eating any dessert, so, and it kind of hurts my throat, so it makes me even more thirsty, so, which ends up in me drinking a Pepsi. So, soda. Chips or cereal? I don't eat cereal much. I don't even eat breakfast most of the time, so, chips. Chips all day, man. You guys gotta check for me. Do they still make Nitro Takis? Because those are my second favorite chip out there. Those were the only good Takis to me. I didn't like any of the other ones. Don't judge me. And Golden Flakes dill pickle chips are my all-time favorite chip. Cookies or cake? I haven't eaten cake in like 12 years. Well, 6 years, if we're being precise. Cookies. I ate a cookie yesterday. Ever did drugs? Caffeine is a drug, like coffee, soda. So, if you're talking about that, yes. But anything illegal? No. No. I've always been moderately good to myself, so no. How big is your house? Pretty big. It's like 78 or 90 years old, though. What's the most cringiest thing you've seen? For me, it's all the single furries. Okay, so the cringiest thing I've seen, the thing that I can't even watch because it's so bad, is SWAT flies every day, which you can find right here on my channel. I am so sorry for putting this terrible piece of the death of the internet on the internet. I've brought the internet one step closer to death. I am so sorry. Coke or Pepsi? I love Coke, but I love Pepsi, so Pepsi. Pizza or tacos? Now, I love a good Papa John's. Every time I watch The Walking Dead, a good Papa John's with, you know, one of the thick crusts with, you know, how would you say it? Pepperonis on there. But if you get me near a chicken taco from Taco Bell, yeah, chicken taco. So, Sony or Microsoft? While they both make the worst freaking decisions all the freaking time, and they both anger me to the limit, I've been with Microsoft for 11 years, so yeah. Could I just say Nintendo? I'm kidding. Microsoft. Favorite Dead Rising 1 cutscene? You guys saw it just a minute ago. It was the 7 o'clock cutscene, or 19 in this, where it was like that zombie walking with the red eyes, you know, in the park. I love that cutscene. Favorite Dead Rising 1 survivor? Well, Frank West counts as a survivor, so Frank West, but if we're talking about a NPC, it'd be Sophie. Don't judge me. I'm allowed to like Sophie as a character. A lot of people will take that out of context and be like,
I like Sophie.
no, Sophie's a cool character. She's one of the first ones you save, and she's always helped me with the Kent thing. That's where I get that photo that Kent needs. But no, she's cool. Favorite Dead Rising 1 unlockable? Mega Buster. Thoughts on the Day of the Dead remake? It wasn't really it had nothing to do with Day of the Dead. And they changed his name from Bub to Bud because they probably didn't watch the movie. Good job, guys. Thoughts on the Rad Bread? Oh man, I used to watch this stuff all the time. Sadly, though, he plays 3 and 4 of Dead Rising. I don't judge him for that, though. I really don't care. But, I don't care. I still watch some of his stuff. I haven't watched him recently. The person I've been watching is, the Cub Scouts. The Cubs with a Z, like the Cubs Scouts. Jay from the Cub Scouts is that dude! And, you can watch Jaltoid Media, or Jaltoid Games, if you want to just search up that. Jaltoid's cool. They are definitely more on the M side of things, using more language than I do. A lot more. And a lot more profane. But they're funny. Vampires versus zombies versus werewolves, who would win? I'm a nerd, so I'm gonna say vampires, because if you read Lycan Fallout or Zombie Fallout by Mark Tufo, he talks about how the Lycan, which are basically werewolves, like, we're kind of scared of the vampires, which the main character turns out to be later on. Spoilers, spoilers, spoilers. Read it, Mark Tufo, Zombie Fallout. Start off there, finish those, then go to Lycan Fallout. Thank you. Those are good books. You can get them on audio, or on Audible. They're really cool. And they are definitely worth your time. They combine more humor with the zombie apocalypse. Like, the main character is sarcastic and does not think before he speaks. Kind of like me, as I do not write scripts, except for when I'm doing like a stupid special or something. Most of this stuff just comes to me and I end up saying it, so. Okay, What's your favorite Dead Rising 1 memory? Like, when my dad first got the game 11 years ago, I was too scared to watch it, which I'm so glad I watched it. Like, because I first saw that Connie and Dakota cutscene at the very beginning, the intro cutscene. If you guys want to look that up, it's pretty creepy. Especially for when you're young. So, it scared me. Because, you know, we didn't have anything like the internet to scare the crap out of us back then. If we were poor, so we were poor, so, you know, yeah. But I didn't see the entrance plaza part. I only saw it when, like, I left the room when he got into the security room because I was scared. I came back in a day or two later, and I saw him taking pictures with Kent, and I was just like, hey, this isn't that scary. There's just zombies around, and they're not really, you know, jump scaring like Resident Evil. So I was just like, hey, this is pretty cool. And that's kind of when I kind of fell in love with the game. Later, I said, what part are you on now, when he was in the entrance plaza? He's just like, I restarted the game, and I was like, what? And that's kind of around the time I started playing. So yeah, those are my favorite memories from it. Would you ever interview Terrence Gerritolo? Yes, that would be awesome. That'd be so cool. I'm like the freaking super nerd fan, so. Do you want an Isabella and Frank reunion? God, yes. And I feel like the second, third, and fourth game should have shown a little bit more of Frank and Isabella. Like, because you could tell they were kind of hinting at Frank and Isabella, you know. Well, at least from what, like, everybody saw. But sadly, Japan couldn't make the game anymore, and they had to give it to Capcom Vancouver, which seems to only be about money for them. So I want the game to go back to the way it was, because it's just not Dead Rising anymore. I mean, like, the zombies are different. Like, they're fast. I mean, look at these zombies. I mean, Part 2 even kept these type of zombies. The whole point of Dead Rising was to have a good story and to bring the slow zombie back. Bring the classic zombies back. Which was awesome. And to have this awesome conspiracy story that was amazing. And to basically change everything for gaming. Which it did. Like, how many games before this time could fit like 1,000 enemies on screen? Can't name one. How many games of this time were in HD? None. This was like the first one. How many had 30 FPS? None. This game was a luxury. And it changed the face of gaming. They decided to move forward and not stay in the SD thing. Which a lot of people are upset with, but I'm glad, because it is still remembered today. Who would win in a fight? Randy from Dead Rising 2 versus Adam. Battle of the Chainsaws. Randy was okay, boss, but Adam's maneuverability and pure fact that he could block pretty much every single attack. I think Adam would win it. Just me. Would you ever investigate abandoned places? Probably. Probably without too much common sense, so yes, probably. Okay, would you ever buy a real-life Willamette Mall? That would be awesome. I used to, like, when I was younger, just like, hey, I want to be a mall owner. I want to own a Willamette Mall. Like, every single thing I did, I was always, like, dressed up as Frank West. You know, I'd take this fake camera with me and pretend to take pictures in the car. Like, outside. And there was, like, this point where everything I did involved Dead Rising. Everything. Wasn't there another Dead Rising movie besides Watchtower and Endgame? I don't think so. Well, there's a Japanese one, but you know, for one, it's Japanese and it's part 2. It takes place during part 2. Comes with the Zombrex edition of Dead Rising 2, which you guys should really get because it comes with a little thing of Zombrex. Thought part 2 was a little bit of a disappointment when it came out, though, because it didn't. For one, the zombies weren't as polished. And, you know, whereas Frank West, combo weapons weren't my favorite. It wasn't as hard. And it wasn't as memorable. But, yeah, I love Dead Rising 2. Thoughts on the Predator series. Those are some pretty good movies. Get to the chopper! And Machete was in one of them, I think. But anyway, guys, that was the Q&A Let's Play for today. Happy Thanksgiving. I'm not gonna say Merry Christmas because you know everyone's just like, you know, they've been forgetting about Christmas. I was gonna upload the Christmas special on Thanksgiving to be funny as a joke, but I was just like, nah, let's do it right. So Christmas special coming out, and it's definitely coming out. None of that not just an announcement this year. It's in the writing and it's in the filming. New videos on my games coming out, and I think you'll enjoy them when they do come out. Anyway, guys, that has been the Q&A Let's Play. Peace out.